Hi, dear viewers. Today, I just want to share some common views about why are new generation parents not allowing their kids to be exposed to sunlight. Why? Most importantly, most of parents don't get enough time to get involved for outdoor activities, or they don't get enough time to take their kids for outdoor activities. Secondly, screen time. Increased screen time. When the parents are just busy at their work schedule, they just make their kids to get involved in the system, or they'll provide them mobile or system, just make them get engaged in the screen time. High screen time, lower outdoor activities. And parents are more flexible for the indoor activities. They are so convenient to get involved their kids in the indoor activities, as well as the parents are again here the lack of outdoor activities and lack of exposure to the sunlight. Fourthly is this sometimes could be very rare, or this is something to be taken as very serious. Most of parents feel that they, in order to maintain their kids' skin complexion, so they just feel that they have to preserve their kids inside, or they don't want to expose them for the sunlight in order to preserve their fair complexion, or they feel like their son or daughter gets darker skinner when they get exposed to the sunlight. This is absolutely wrong. There is a particular time where your kids are safe to expose to the sunlight, and that doesn't going to affect your kids complexion. I'll tell you in the next slide how you can do that. Fourthly is school timing. School timing, obviously, these days school timing starts at very early, and they leave like they some extra classes or tuitions or extra activities. The school kids are get engaged inside the school, and it again don't get much chances for the outdoor activities or outdoor views or sun exposure. I in that case, the school academics should plan accordingly. They at least the prior timing should be in an outdoor environment where all the school children get assembled in a ground at least for 15 minutes of prior time. The students, the kids should get exposed to the sunlight and get benefited with the vitamins which provided by the sunlight. So, what are the problems going to be uh, there when enough exposure of sunlight is not there? That is, at first, rickets. Rickets is the softening and weakening of bones in children, usually because of an extreme and prolonged vitamin D deficiency. Secondly, is frequent illness or infection. So, vitamin D plays a crucial role in development to our immune system. So, when we don't get vitamin D, the children get frequent illness or infection, or sometimes parents are reporting like my daughter or son, they get infected or they get cold, they get catched up with cold every 10 days once. So in that case, you can just analyze, you can just think that this is maybe due to vitamin D deficiency too. Bone and back pain, bone deformities and weakness. So when you children don't get enough vitamin D, their bone deformities and weakness are very common these days. Cancers. Low vitamin D is something related to cancer risk also. At last, depression and hair loss. Many are not aware of this. So at young age, the children get hair loss, or they end up with depression just sitting at indoor activities, or just they sit at home doing nothing, or they just involved in enough screen time. So in that case, they end up with depression, and also due to lack of sun exposure, the air loss is very frequent. So sun exposure also plays a role in healthy sleep and in our mood. Our bodies work best when they get some sunshine every day. This applies to adults also. So, is sunlight an effective treatment for infants with jaundice? Of course. Newborns to have yellowish skin is called neonatal jaundice, a phenomenon related to accumulation of bilirubin in the blood due to their liver being too immature to remove. So, in that case, put your baby by a window so that they get indirect or filtered sunlight. The indirect sunlight helps break down bilirubin. Best time is 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning or in the late afternoon 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. when the sun is less intense. This timing I prefer just because these days even when after 10 a.m. after 11 a.m. the extreme sun exposure is also UV rays get passed, and that also creates another skin disease. See, in order to avoid that, I am telling that best time should be 7 to 8 a.m. or afternoon, late afternoon, 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. So in that case, you will avoid unnecessary UV rays, that is ultraviolet rays, which going to pass through the skin and that will ultimately affect your skin condition. So exposure time must be limited to the babies and controlled. That is between 7 and 10 minutes per day is very ideal. All about vitamin D. Your child's body needs vitamin D to absorb calcium and phosphorus from food. So where they'll get? So sunlight. Sunlight is the main source of vitamin D. Your child's skin produces vitamin D when it's exposed to sunlight. Secondly, food. Fish oil, egg yolks, and fatty fish contain vitamin D. Vitamin D has also been added in milk, cereal, and some fruit juices also. So my recommendation is not only my all doctor recommendation is all babies from birth to 1 year old should compulsorily take vitamin D supplements. Best time for exposure. Again, I just want to stress on this best time for exposure of sunlight. Most people can make enough vitamin D from being out in the sun daily for short period with their forearms, hands or lower legs uncovered. The exposure time must be limited and controlled. Between 8 and 10 minutes per day is ideal for toddlers and elders. Best time is 7 to 9 a.m. in the morning or in the late afternoon 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. when the sun is less intense. So try it, do what our parents did, send your children outside, even better go with them. And finally, I want to say that don't get trapped with this new culture of busy bees. At least try to spend 15 minutes outdoor and use of and make use of natural vitamins you get from sunlight. Thank you for watching this awesome piece of information. Stay tuned for my upcoming tips. Thank you.